Hi YouTubers, it's me. Having a kind of lousy day today. And I actually made a list because I couldn't believe how many things actually, even though tiny, went wrong today. Um, I had training today to do with my job, and I was kind of excited about it. But of course, as Murphy's Law, when things can happen bad, they do, or something to that effect. Anyway, here's how the day didn't go well. It started with my nightmare this morning, in the middle of the night, whatever, and it was terrifying enough that it woke me out of a deep sleep. So, I don't know why I've been having a lot of nightmares lately. Um, let's see, I couldn't find the street that when they had called and told me where it was, they told me it was one thing and it was another, and when I tried to call somebody to ask them at the office, they didn't know anything about it. They didn't know where it was or how to give me directions or to verify or anyone like to call. So of course it makes me look like an oof because I'm not there on time. I left 45 minutes early to go somewhere that was 15 minutes away and I couldn't find it. It was horrible. I asked locals. They directed me to the wrong places. I looked it up on MapQuest. It directed me to the wrong place. Let's see. When I finally did manage to find the place and get there, they didn't have a place for me to sit because everyone else had already gotten there and the place was full. So I had to go hunt down a seat, which wasn't fun. And of course, there wasn't enough supplies to go around because they apparently didn't plan ahead. They didn't have enough books. So that means I didn't get a workbook, of course. And there was also lots of other supplies that they didn't have that they should have had enough for, but didn't because they didn't plan ahead. Let's see, I didn't bring a pen because last time I went to this kind of training, they wanted me to use all their supplies and their pens and da-da-da. But, lo and behold, they didn't have pens available, or at least not to where it was mandatory like it was last time. So I had to ask, damn near beg, for a pen. That was horrifying. Let's see, I couldn't hear the instructor. He was reading facing down, and it was a large room with large rafters, and he mumbled, and it was just impossible to hear him. The people kept telling him over and over again, speak up, we can't hear you. Let's see, the guy next to me was taking the supplies of mine, even though he had his own. I actually ended up with the least amount of supplies to begin with, and he was still taking mine. I couldn't understand that. And he kept breathing on me. Like, every time he would go to exhale, he would face my direction, and I was like, ew, that's so nasty. Why would you do that to somebody? I'm so creeped out. Let's see. When I went to go on lunch, I figured I would give Ben a call and try to get him to work and drop off Paige at his mom's house so she could babysit for a little bit. Well, of course he didn't answer the phone. Like 3 times in a row I called. So I'm thinking, okay, he already got a taxi, whatever. Which is not cheap, you know what I mean? And I would have rather just taken him. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. So I decided to go over to the Cape May Mall and try to get something to eat. Of course, every place takes only cash. They don't take debit for food. And I went to the ATM machine, which is the only one nearby, and it's out of cash. What are the chances of that? So then he finally calls me. Now, mind you, I only have a half hour more of my lunch break. I had to drive all the way from Cape May, all the way through Wildwood Crest to pick him up, all the way to Wildwood, and back again. So, of course, it made me late. I had to pay another $1.50 in toll. Just not happy about that. And of course, if it isn't one thing, it's another. When I got back after I was finally done work, and even though there was a bunch of other little stuff in there, didn't have enough time for me to train because of the other guy that I was partnered with was taking too long and stuff like that. It was just a pain. But moving along, I'll let that one go. You know what I mean? Ben's mom kind of gave me an attitude when I was there picking her up, and I don't know. She had something up her butt, so she wanted to, of course, vent on me, and I didn't appreciate it. I didn't need it. After the kind of day I had, I didn't feel like I needed it. Of course, I come home, my mail's all wet. I had 2 magazines, they're soaked. What didn't even rain that hard today? I don't even understand that. Oh, and Ben left my window down. When he got out the car, he left it down a crack. I didn't see it. Came out, my seat's all wet. I turn on the TV, which I rarely watch TV. I'm not a TV person. I'm more of a YouTube, internet person. And I actually decided I was in the mood to watch TV and possibly get something to eat since I didn't earlier. And, of course, the sound wasn't working. I don't know what he did to it. Paige knew that it wasn't working, so that means he must have did something before he left to go to work. So I had to fool with that for about an hour to get it to work. I was not a happy camper. Of course, I go to pull the plug out of my my headphone microphone, the earpiece thing for my computer, and it disintegrates in my hand. And I'm having the worst day ever. Even though it's not majorly bad things, it's just a lot of little things that are just like, wow, why did I even wake up today? Oh yeah, I know, because I had a nightmare. So let's see. After that, I was going to have salad, right? And I bought salad at Wawa, and I'm go to open up the croutons. I pick it up. Don't you know it's got a big hole in the bottom, and all the croutons fall out all over to the nice and just vacuumed floor in my living room. So needless to say, crouton crumbs everywhere. Oh, and my earring fell out too, to boot. So now I don't know where it's at. It's gone. I've had this earring for years. They're my gauged ones. I self-gauged. You can see it's a little bigger than the other ones. Actually, quite a pain to do because it just, not because it hurts, just because it itches. It'll always itch until it heals, and it takes forever. So, yeah, that was my day. How was yours? I hope yours was better. Mine surely wasn't. But, okay, YouTube people. Here's wishing you had a better day than me.